Greetings to you. Welcome to today's episode of Bolts of Wisdom that are building and defending the family of God. Our title for today's Bolts of Wisdom is Lead by Example. I repeat, the title is Lead by Example. You got to understand that as a child of God, every Christian, regardless of your age, background, ethnicity, nationality, marital status, whether married or single, it does not matter. Every Christian, God expects you to be raised to become a leader. Inside you is the ability to be raised, to be trained to become an effective leader. But one of the key things of leadership is that you must lead by example. Lead by example. We live in a times where many people say, do as I say, not as I do. We live in times where many people behave in a manner that's inconsistent with what they say. But we need to understand that we need leadership that is premised on the principle of leading by example. That you be an example worth copying. Wherever you are. If you're a student, you're leading as a student, lead by example. Let your example be inspirational. How you behave, how you talk, how you study, how you learn. How you overcome challenges. If you are a teenager and you're in high school, or if you're in university, undergraduate or you're postgraduate, or might even be a PhD or professor, lead by example. Example not just in excelling in academics, but in your character. We need people that live by example. As an adult, as a parent, lead by example. Let your children be inspired to become excellent parents because of your example. In serving our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, lead by example. Well, 1 John chapter 4 verse 17 makes it clear that as Jesus is, so are we in this world. So we are to be like Jesus. Let's go into read some scriptures what Jesus says. Hallelujah. Let's go to John 13 verse 15. I'm reading to you from the NIV Bible. John 13, verse 15, from the NIV Bible. This is Jesus talking, and he says, I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Hallelujah. This is the Lord Jesus Christ who says, I have set for you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Jesus is commanding disciples, he says, hang on. I've seen an example. Do as I have done for you. This is very important. What had he done for them? What do you understand this? He makes something very, very clear. He says, do, hallelujah, as I have done for you. He says, I'm an example. Copy me. Copy me. When you lead by example, when you lead by example, you are worth copying. If people were to copy you, would the world become a better place? If people were to copy you, how you think, how you behave, how you talk, how you act, would that make the world a better place? Would that make your family a better family? Would that make your nation a better family? Would that make your church a better church? Would that make your friends better? Are you an example worth copying? Jesus Christ says, I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Jesus' life was worth copying. Worth copying. Even when he was a teenager, he was hungry and thirsty to know the scriptures. Remember when he was taken to Jerusalem with his parents, when he was just 12 years, just turned 13, and was taken to, he just turned 13, and was taken by his parents to Jerusalem, as they normally did every year, and they went there, and there was a conference, and they were in church. And when the conference finished, his parents immediately left to go back to their home, which was more than a day's journey. They completely forgot about Jesus. They've completely forgot that, hey, we came with our son here, but he's not with us. Until they traveled for over a day. Then they realized, oh no, he's not with us. They started looking for him. And they started going back and they were asking. Until they came back to Jerusalem. And they found Jesus, where? Among the teachers of the scriptures, in the synagogue, in the church. He was asking questions, answering questions, and they were marveling at his knowledge. He had a hunger to learn, hunger to stay in the presence of God. Unfortunately, his father Joseph did not have hunger at the same level. Neither did his mother Mary have hunger at the same level at that time. So when they were leaving, because they had come and say, oh, church is finished, they immediately left. They did not want to learn more. The example of Jesus, he always wanted to do more, to learn more, to go beyond the expected standard. He was leading by example from an early age. That's when he was a teenager. He had already started his ministry, but you can see that example whereby as a teenager he was hungry for knowledge. You need to have a person who's hungry for knowledge. When I say hungry for knowledge, I must say go and get degrees. Not everybody has got the gifting to get degrees. But everybody has got the capacity to learn. So if you've got capacity to learn degrees, that will help you to fulfill God's purpose. Go, be an example. Go and study the right courses. Go and learn more. But you can do other courses that are short courses that will help refine you to become skillful. All right? To become skillful. Do not be a generalist. People that are generalists get paid, get the lowest income, the lowest profits. But those who are skillful, who have developed their craft, they earn a lot. And we need more and more children of God to become skillful, to be trained, skillful in the meditating on the word, skillful in thinking the word, skillful in doing the word, skillful in doing God's will for their lives, skillful in the other skills that are there, that will advance the kingdom of God. So be an example with copy. If you look at the disciples of Jesus Christ, what do we see? Each of his 12 senior disciples, those 12 apostles, they was gifted in something. Apostle Peter, he was not a university graduate. He was an entrepreneur. He was a commercial fishing businessman, right? And there he was. He was skillful in his craft. And Jesus took him out and trained him to become a fisher of men. Trained him to fulfill his purpose, God's purpose for his life. We have Luke. Luke was a medical doctor. He was a medical doctor. He was trained. He's a medical doctor. But Jesus took him out of there and trained to become a fisher of men. So you see and that is the same for all of Jesus' 12 disciples. You can see 12 original apostles. You can see that. What did he do? Jesus was an example worth copying. How did he train them? The biggest teaching material you can ever have is your behavior, your example of life. So Jesus' example of life was able to raise up giants. Men who even when he ascended to heaven, they continued the work. They continued the work. I mean, after he ascended to heaven, everything said that resurrected, ascended and taught himself 4 days, then ascended to heaven. The first service they did after that was Peter. Peter was the first one to preach. And the first time he preached, 3,000 people were born again that day. Why? Because Jesus' example in how he worked, how he taught, how he preached, how he prayed, inspired even people that had impact their lives. They were already skillful in other areas. We need you to become skillful. Increase your value. Increase your value. Increase your value, you earn more and more. And as you start finding the gospel more and more, winning souls more and more. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Jesus was not broke. As some people tried to give us. Jesus was not broke. Jesus' ministry, he needed a finance manager. Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him, was his finance manager. Now you don't need a finance manager if you are broke. You don't need one. So don't listen to this nonsense about Jesus was broke, was poor as a church mouse. Don't live that rubbish. You know, there's that saying says, you're as poor as a church mouse. Do you know why they say poor as a church mouse? Because there's a cultural belief that the churches must be poor. So they'll say if you are a mouse and you are in the church, you are starving. That's a cultural belief. That's some people's experiences, but that's not what God wants you to. Jesus had a treasurer, finance manager, because he was not broke. He was an example worth copying. An example worth copying. Be an example worth copying. Lead by example. Lead by example. Be an example worth copying. Hallelujah. You must be one. You must be one. Be an example worth copying. Well, join us tomorrow for part 2 in this series. Lead by example. God, thank you for watching today. God bless you.